Hi guys, I'm going to talk about Episode 7, the movie that's been announced recently by Disney. Um, Before I get into that, I just want to do an overview of all the other Star Wars films. First of all, I'll go on about the prequels, because they're the most controversial. I will start off by saying, I know Forkball said that, his title said the worst Star Wars movie ever made was The Phantom Menace. In my opinion, that's not the worst Star Wars movie ever made. In my opinion, the worst Star Wars film is Attack of the Clones. The Phantom Menace is good in some places for me. For a start, it's actually filmed with actual sets, and they the movie's aged well in the way that it looks. Whereas you look at Attack of the Clones, and the CGI is starting to look quite ropey now. It's aging badly, and Attack of the Clones really looks like some sort of old video game in places. Because of Lucas's insistence to go green screen when the technology wasn't all there yet, and it's suffered for that. Also, it's got a terrible love story in it, which pales in comparison to the romance that went on between Han Solo and Leia in the Empire Strikes Back. And it's got probably the worst lightsaber fight in it as well, because it's nowhere near as good as the Phantom Menaces or Revenge of the Siths or any of the others really. So for me, the Attack of the Clones is my least favourite. Revenge of the Sith. Now everyone ropes all the prequels in together, but in my opinion, Revenge of the Sith is really good film, really enjoyable. It's got some great lightsaber fights in it, and the story is fairly well done. And Hayden Christensen is not half as bad as he was in Attack of the Clones. And in my opinion, Return of the Jedi, it's about as good as Return of the Jedi, because Return of the Jedi for me has faults too. My favourite character, Han Solo, is treated really badly in Return of the Jedi. He spends most of the start of Return of the Jedi being rescued, and then he becomes like this comic relief character, and he really doesn't. I mean, he kind of ruined the character. He was such a fantastic character in New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back. It's such a shame to see what happens to him in Return of the Jedi. And then you've got the Ewoks. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Return of the Jedi has the Luke Skywalker, Vader, and Empress scene, which is one of the best moments in the saga. So the good weighs out the not so good, in my opinion. I mean, I love Star Wars. I forgive it for its failings. I enjoy it. I can sit through and watch all of the films and enjoy them, even though I can know there's faults. I choose not to recognise them and just enjoy the films. That's why I love I love Star Wars. That doesn't really go on to these CGI Clone War things, which I started to watch and I enjoy them casually, but I can take or leave. It's more the movies for me. Um, Hopefully, Disney will do this right. They will not do it to death. I've heard rumours that they want to get 3 movies out in a year or some nonsense like that. I really hope they decide to do it like once and then space it out. Star Wars, unfortunately, has become very commercial as well. That's been a problem for me. Seeing how now they're using Yoda for Vodafone, and you're constantly seeing the character on TV the whole time. It's it takes away the magic a little bit for me. But if they do these new movies, I think it's time to move away from all the characters from episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe have it set like hundreds of years into the future, because obviously Star Wars is a long time ago, so you can set it like maybe 500 years into the future. Have Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker as a Jedi spirit. He can be in it, maybe, because the story of Anakin Skywalker and the prophecy and everything has been fulfilled. So in 500 years, everything can be fine, and then suddenly, the evil dark side of the Force is rising again, and we can get familiar with all these new sets of characters, and but it's still set in the universe. So you've still got the aliens and everything, but Disney can start afresh, and you can still have lightsaber fights in it. But what I'm hoping is that they will have in a Star Wars Episode 7 is what has been lacking in the prequels, and that is space pirates and crazy alien characters. You need things like that. That's what was missing in the prequels for me. You know, there was no Han Solo character. There was no Chewbacca, even though Chewbacca was in Revenge of the Sith. He was just basically a sideline character. You need those type of characters front and center with as well as Jedi's. If they make Episode 7 and they just have it about Jedi's again and lots of lightsaber fights, it's just that's, you know, not really what Star Wars is about. What we want is you know, basically some gun battles again, and some have like some certain scenes like what was in A New Hope with the Millennium Falcon and the you know, where they were shooting with the gun turrets and everything like that. You know, that's what I want to see in this new Star Wars film. Basically, space pirates. So Disney, if you're listening, give us what we want. Cut. I mean, you can still give us a good lightsaber fight at the end of the film, but cut down on the Jedi's a little bit on this one, and yeah, try and make it more. I would actually say make Episode 7 like Lucas did with A New Hope. Just make it simple, introduce the characters, have a start, because that's the thing about A New Hope. New Hope has a start and it has an ending. If the movie never had any other movies around it, it would still be a good standalone film. So I think that's what Disney really need to go for in this one. Try not to create this whole like new saga straight away. Make the first one, and then build on that for the sequel. And yeah, I know this is a bit of a ramble, but you know, we all don't know what Episode 7 really is going to be. So fingers crossed that everyone's going to love it, and not really it's not going to really like divide fans as much as the prequels did. I'll catch you later, guys.